No.
Welcome back to another show of The True That Show. Thank you so much for coming on and listening today. As always, we have the most incredible speakers, and you are going to hear a lot about breakthrough and success today. And I love talking vibe, and this woman loves talking vibe. But as you know, I need to ask Caroline some questions, and there has been a lot going on around the world of entrepreneurialism and success and grit and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, me and Caroline have seen each other on our ups and our ups. And I'll tell you, people ask us all the time, and, you know, this is called The True That Show. So I'm going to put this girl on the spot. So truthfully speaking, Caroline, I mean, you are one successful woman. I don't think anyone would deny that. I don't know. You know, maybe our teenage kids don't really see us in that light, but we know that you have quite a history of success. So I don't know, girl, how did you get there? How did you get there?
Well, before answering that, I will make it clear that next show I'm doing the introduction. So I will throw you the question and I will put you on the spot. How did I get to success? I woke up one morning. It was a gorgeous sunny morning. The birds were singing. I had a bowl of Fruit Loops. Stepped outside, and you know what? Bing, it was there. No, you know what? I wish it was that, but how do you attain success, or what made you successful? It's far from being one thing. And I don't think I could probably write a book on it, but, you know, because I think that it's very, very easy to say, well, I had this idea, I created this project, and then we put it to market and we made money. It's, you know, there's so many in-betweens, there's so many tears, words and stuff in between. But I think that ultimately what will make someone successful is believing in something and having a desire strong enough and powerful enough to keep going and to give you the grit that you need to achieve whatever you're achieving. And I'm talking into anything. You know, if you look at someone who's going to the Olympics, they train, you know, years and years and years. And we know at least 4 years in between each Olympics for this one moment that they will go into their race, whatever category they're in. So it's discipline, it's grit, and it's, I guess, not losing your vision, which you can't attain any of that without a good support system. And yes, I will throw you flowers here, Deb. So you're a good support system. You know, I was desperate, met you. No, no, but I mean, you need to surround yourself with the good people as well. What about you, Deb? How
well, you know, it's funny.
Pretty and successful.
Oh, well, I use good skincare, but that's another conversation. The part about the success part, I think, is really interesting, because as I've been playing this success game for a while, I think it's also how we define success, what it is that our goal is going for. And, you know, don't you love the saying, if I knew then what I knew now, how much more successful I would be? I mean, I don't care if you're talking about marriages. I don't care if you're talking about, you know, friendships. I don't care if you're talking about parenting or you're talking about business. But it doesn't work that way. Like, it doesn't work that way. You just laid that out. The plan to wisdom, right? The road to wisdom is multiple stories and stories within ourselves. And we know we produce a lot of books where we hear people talk about the tears and the joys. But I have to say that you actually nailed it for me. I'm going to throw the pot back. It might even come with a bouquet and a few red flowers in there, because I think it's my ability to hold vision. Like, I think it's really my ability to hold vision. And sometimes as those goals get accomplished, I think that's when some people start to get a little like, ooh, what am I doing this for? Right? It's like the empty syndrome. What is it? The empty nest syndrome. I'm feeling it now, that Ocean's 17. And oh my gosh, the kid just got his L yesterday. And I think as a parent, we go through, so what's our purpose now? Right? What's our purpose now? I think it's always holding vision. For me, I'm a forward looker, right? I'm a forward looker, and I do my very best to cut off the mistakes I've done in the past.
Yeah, but I want to go back on that 2 seconds, because there's all those sayings that we grew up with, and that I think that so many of those sayings are holding us back. You know, I don't know about you, but I was raised with the idea that money didn't grow on trees. You had to work hard, like all of these things. And just like what you just said now, if I knew then what I know now, no, you know what, then I was a hothead way more than I am now. I would have told you that you were wrong. And the thing is, like, even if I knew that one thing, it's a process. Like, it's a process that you have to make all these mistakes to finally learn and adjust, which is the hard thing as a parent. I don't know why I'm sidetracking there, but you talked about ocean. But as parents, we would want to tell our kids, don't do this, don't do that, don't do that. And they look at you and they're like, it's not because you did that that I'm going to be as stupid. And guess what? They are stupider than we were. So, but long story short, there is definitely a path to success. And I think that it's not our specialty to explain it. We can talk about our own story, but today we have an expert on the subject. Sandy Rutherford is here and will actually give us her perspective of success, but way above that, she actually knows the steps to success, which is, wow, that's the secret sauce, Sandy. So welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure and a privilege to be with both of you. I've been looking forward to this.
Awesome. So let's start by, before you actually enlighten us, what made you go into this specific track, I should say, of teaching people how to succeed?
Because my journey, I came from high-level success in corporate, in leadership roles in Fortune 500 companies. And then I switched to being an entrepreneur for personal reasons. One of my children had some health issues. So I went, okay, I need to get out of that. I want to be home-based. And I endeavored I was doing a couple of different business ventures as an entrepreneur, a small business owner with friends of mine. And then I did some network marketing in there too. And quite honestly, because success had been so easy for me in corporate, I didn't even have to try to be successful, highly successful. I thought I'd have the same experience as an entrepreneur. Yeah, no, didn't happen. So I went from this high-level corporate success to mediocrity. Now, fortunately, my story doesn't end there, but I stayed there for a while and got very frustrated because I kind of went, what the heck's wrong with me? I've never had to struggle with success. I've always been successful. I've always attracted great things. It's not happening as an entrepreneur. And so I got a lot more into personal development. I'd always been into personal development, but as an entrepreneur, as we all know, it's up to us. So, okay, I poured into me and I started to follow Bob Proctor and John Maxwell and Darren Hardy. Those are my three go-tos, and others as well. But so I was on their daily list, their daily emails, and I would hop onto their webinars and I bought their books, loved their stuff, inspired, motivated. Oh, this makes so much sense. I'm going to start doing this and that. And then not a lot changed. Yes, I had some good upticks, but not the breakthrough success I was expecting of myself. And then it wasn't, that's extremely frustrating and kind of confounding. It's like, what's wrong with me? And I started to really doubt myself as an entrepreneur after being my self-image really strong in corporate. I started to have my self-image started to get, take some hits as I struggled to create the kind of success I expected of myself. And then it wasn't until I had the opportunity to join Bob Proctor as one of his coaches and immersed myself into his success system. You guys were mentioning what the components of success. I loved hearing, I wrote some words down you used. You talked about vision a whole bunch of times, discipline, support, process, all good stuff. But it wasn't only that, it was just that I was guided and held accountable to understand how to apply the material, because so many of us get enamored, inspired, and motivated, and we understand it intellectually, but we don't know how to internalize it. We don't get, it's not gone inside hitting at various inner states yet. And when I had that kind of guidance and support and accountability, my whole world shifted. And I'm now one of the top, 5 or 10% coaches globally working with Bob Proctor. I have a thriving global practice and I understand how success works. And so I'm passionate. Success is a system. So anyone can get involved in this material and apply it, understand it, learn it, and apply it in the right way, and everyone's capable of breakthrough success.
It's a great word. I was going to actually get you to elaborate on it as you were going through it. You probably didn't get to hear yourself, but you were getting more excited and more excited and more excited as you were talking and getting to that place where you had what I think you would call a breakthrough.
Yeah.
And, it's called breakthrough success, and people that are struggling to get to the other side. And you say that there's steps for that. Obviously, everyone's listening is like, and I don't really think it matters what level that you're at. If you are a breakthrough guy or gal, if you're someone who has vision, you kind of go to that next space or go to the next phase, or you organically think that you for the most part want to get there. So how does someone who's struggling even attempt to know what a breakthrough is? Like, they know it doesn't feel good where they are. How do you get them there? How would you define that for people?
Well, a breakthrough is just referring to move sudden. Well, sometimes it can appear suddenly, but it's the ability to move well past where you've been stuck or stalled or plateaued for quite a while. And it has nothing to do with a lack of talent or capability. We're all incredibly gifted. Science and theology, the only two sources you can go to, tell us that human beings have unlimited potential, that we're barely scratching the surface. So it's not for any of us that are stalled. It's not because we're lacking talent. And that's one of the big messages. I always convey that, and I am passionate about it because everybody's sitting on gold mines of talent and giftedness. So the breakthrough is when something shifts on the inside. When I talked about intellectually understanding something, and by the way, my breakthrough didn't come when I first got into this material, because I thought I had it. I thought, no, I get it. No, this is powerful. I get it. Oh, that's how it works. No, it wasn't until I began to understand how to internalize it that then everything starts to shift. So a breakthrough just refers to, and it can come absolutely quickly, but it's just referring to when something gets registering at the internal level, that boom, something shifts on the inside, and all of a sudden a new path opens up for you, and you'd start moving where you were stuck before.
So basically, I'm going to summarize that to make sure I understood it, because I do have some places that I'm plateaued. And, it can affect your business self-esteem. I'm lucky enough to be in different projects and have amazing people around me like Deborah that will always be like, no, you're good. And I'm open enough to voice what I'm feeling and where I'm at. But it's all about internalizing it. So that's why there's some people that will have their breakthrough and some that won't. That's basically what you're saying, that why is it that some get it and some don't?
Yes, it's the ability to internalize, but it's also it's also just to build on that. Success is a process. And I talk about, and I teach what I call a success triad. There's three crucial things that are always at play, whether you're aware or not, whether you like it or not, doesn't matter. These three things are always at play. And that is in terms of your success, right? And that is clarity of desire. You talked about vision. You've got to be crystal clear. And too many of us are vague. I talk to lots of people that are interested in coaching with me. That's when I ask, what do you want? What's your goal? What would you like to see in terms of success? And they'll say, I would like financial health. I go, okay, well, that's lovely, but what's that mean? It could be, it's different for each of us. It could be 5,000 a month for somebody and 500,000 a month for somebody else. So the mind can't go to work for you and start to pop ideas. Oh, why don't we try this? If it's not clear. And desire, I intentionally use the word desire because desire means that emotional engagement. And again, I'm going to keep emphasizing, too many of us are intellectually enamored with, I want to create a business, $1 million revenues. I would love to do that, but it's still too much in the head and not in the heart. So that desire component is that emotional engagement. And when you are crystal clear what you want and you're emotionally involved, That's huge. And Deborah, you mentioned that. The second thing though is you can be really clear and emotionally jazzed about what you want, but if your self-image is going, oh, I don't think so, I've never done that before, how would I do that, what if I get laughed at, what if people like wah 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 wah, right? Then if and you know, some of us, me included, say, yeah, but I've always had a strong self-image. We all have strong self-images in various arenas of our lives. It might be a parent, it might be a coach, it might be previous career chapters. But it's the breakthrough success, that big dream goal success, where our self-images are not aligned with. And if they're not aligned, it ain't happening. You cannot go past what your self-image allows. So that's the second part of the triad. Your self-image needs to be in alignment with the kind of success you're looking for and strong enough. And then the third one is all in commitment. And man, oh man, people have so many excuses getting in the way of jumping in, all in, no more excuses. I'm making this happen. But here's the thing on that triad. If you're not clear, what are you going to commit to? You can't commit. You're just not clear enough. If you're clear, but you are, yeah, it's okay. Good luck. You're going to find excuses. And if you're clear and emotionally jazzed, but your self-image is going, oh, I don't know, you'll always find excuses. There's no way on God's green earth that you'll jump in, no more excuses, all in, when your self-image is going, oh, I don't know, I can do that, right? So all three of those are always at play. So when you work on all three of those and you strengthen and get them into alignment, it feels like magic. Your whole path to success starts to open up, and with ease. So you don't have to leg it out fully. It'll actually start to come more easily with less effort because you're more productive. You're in a totally different vibration.
That's really interesting. That's really interesting, Sandy. And I think our listeners, as they're talking, are falling into one category more than the other. Like, I'm super committed. But I mean, we hear it. I mean, both myself and Caroline are in businesses where we ask people at the beginning of their business, what is it that you would like to see? Sometimes people are unsure because they don't know what's available. And then there's the other people that are afraid to say how much they really want. And so you got this really powerful triad that one lends into another. I know there's listeners out there because I'm getting asked to ask this question. So how does one move past those arenas, particularly the people, we've been talking about a lot of generational culture input. There's a lot around deservedness. And when you're going for the kind of money or success or esteem that you've not experienced in your family, or you haven't had the experience, it's not part of your genetic imprint per se. What's some of that like? Because I know you talk about tribe. I know you're going to give us some steps, but that's a big one for people.
Yeah, well, there's two things there. I mean, when your desire is strong enough, like it owns you, you're willing to push past those things that can keep you back. You're willing. You're not always able because the self-image needs to come up first or as well. But you pointed out that desire. You have to really want something. Now, I get people to work at what I call their sweet spot and drive it deep. And the sweet spot is the intersection of three things. I seem to be working in threes, these triads again, right? Three things, okay? Your sweet spot is the intersection of what you love to do. What do you love to do? What is it? And I get people to dream. Let yourself go. It's not what people want, what other people want for you, your parents, your children, your spouse, your boss, your upline, your down. No, what do you want? What do you love? And get really granular. Well, I love helping people. Helping people do what? Really drive it deep. So it's the intersection of what you love to do, what you're good at, and that doesn't always overlap. Usually what you love to do, you're going to be good at, but you can be good at things that you don't necessarily love to do. Like, I'm really good at numbers, but I don't love numbers, right? So, but you intersect the two, you find that intersection. I love doing this and I'm really good at it. And in fact, I want to keep getting better and better and better. And then how the third circle, the overlap is how to use those two to serve people. So the intersection of those three, when you work those, you keep asking, keep going down another layer. What am I good at? I'm artistic. what kind of artistry are you good at? Keep going down, and it's a fun exercise. And I'm going to tell you, the farther down you drive it, the more it builds that desire. Like when you hone in on your goal, I think I really want to do this. I would love to do that. I've been helping people. I love it. And then you ask yourself more questions. Why do I love it? Well, because I love to do it. And right, it builds that emotional engagement that's so crucial. So that's the first thing that really you can get out of where you are because of the way you're viewing your world, your own programming, right? Your wiring, your subconscious conditioning, paradigms, comfort zone. It's all the same thing that holds us all where we are. So you have to break out of that programming, and that's a key way to do it, to get clarity with an emotional engagement with what you are all about. And life's too short. You better be going out spending your time on what you love to do and how you can help people with that and get better and better. Right?
Sorry, I
Awesome.
was looking at my notes. I wanted
we're both in awe of you, Sandy. We're
yeah,
both in
I
awe.
know we're just, I'm taking notes. Like, I feel like I'm taking a class right now. It's because I love how passionate you are about explaining it. And you have one of those voices that really engage, and I'm like, okay, I'm listening. But the one thing I want to ask you is, I know quite a few people who are like, well, yeah, I want to be an entrepreneur, or yes, I want to start a project, or yes, I want to do this. But on the other end, they have a hard time really narrowing down on what they want. Because you would think like, oh, if I give you a blank piece of paper, just write everything you want. But it's not as easy as we make it appear. Anyway, for me, sometimes it's like what I want. I'm like, yeah, I'm a Libra, by the way, so I'm never sure what I want. But how would you help someone, or what would you suggest to someone that actually don't know what they want? They want to succeed, they want to take steps, but they don't really know what they want.
So you have to give yourself the time and permission to explore what you want. We have so much negative chatter or limiting chatter, right? Oh, I can't do that right now because this is going on or that's going on. It's like, no, stop. I mean, you truly have to put all that aside and allow yourself to explore what you really want, which doesn't mean you're going to act on it right away. So that doesn't need to scare you. It's like, no, I really have to give myself permission to explore what I would truly love to do. And then you're right. Some people come on it pretty quickly, and other people, I've got a couple of clients right now that are taking weeks to get it sorted out. And that's fine. There's no right or wrong in that. So it's, I'll tell some people at the same time each day, whether it's 6:30 in the morning or whatever, a nice time of day, pick the same time, the same comfy chair, grab a cup of tea or a glass of wine or whatever you want, just pick up your journal or a notepad. And whatever comes to mind, go, what do I love? And you can use the sweet spot. What would I love to be doing? What would excite the heck out of me to be doing every day? If I was waking up to do that, I'd be going, oh, life is bliss, right? So take 15, 20 minutes every day and just let the ideas flow, and don't block or reject any of them. I mean, if an idea comes through, I'd love to be a professional hand glider, then write it down. That doesn't mean you're going to act on it. Write it down. That's allowing your uniqueness within to express itself, to come out. And we too often don't do that because we get trapped in certain pathways throughout life, career pathways, and then that job. And then, well, because I started a family, I really could only do this. So we all get these blocks. Well, this is shoving aside all of those blocks and allowing yourself to go, wow, if I could do that every day, I would love to be doing this. And anything that pops, you write it down. And that allows your imagination to take hold, because we snuff out the imagination too regularly because, I couldn't do that, right? We just reject things. But when you're not rejecting, when you're allowing anything to come out, your imagination goes, oh, what about this then, right? It just kind of picks up steam, and it's fun. It's a fun process. I always say success does not need to be a struggle. It can be a fun, joy, uplifting journey, right? So those are a couple of things that I suggest people do. Take the time, give yourself permission, take the time to explore every day, write it down on a journal, same time each day. Just allow yourself to put on some good music with you and allow yourself to explore.
My listeners or people that have been watching our show for a long time know that I'm a huge advocate of having people guide you, whether it's counseling, therapy, business coach, personal trainer. When I wanted to learn scuba diving, I'm like, I just want one person. Thank you very much. This is my life. I had an emotional, intelligence coach for a while. When I had issues with my son, I had a therapist that was really great at working with kids his age, particularly male. And I'm a huge person of like taking advice from people that specialize. And if anyone, God knows, you just laid out success like no tomorrow. I know that you've talked about the power of your vibe. And I think that this is the point in the interview where maybe you tell us a little bit more of your thoughts around that. And what is it like when someone comes to work with you? Like, what is it about you and what you do? Or is it a group? Is it individual? Is it like, how do you work with people?
Sure. Well, so vibration, you know what, I have evolved in my understanding of all of this powerful personal development material and my approach to it over time. And now I will tell people, you really only have one goal. Of course, everybody goes, what? My goal is different from yours. Don't tell me that. You really only have one goal, and it's your vibration. You need to be aware of your vibration, get your vibration on a high level, and understand how to keep it there. Why? Because everything in this universe, so far as we're told from science, is energy. Everything is energy, including thoughts and feelings that can all be measured. So dream goals are on, a property of energy is that energy vibrates on different frequencies. That's a property of energy. So dream goals are on higher frequencies. How do we know that? Just go there in your imagination. Oh, what if I could multiply my income this year, or reach $1 million business? Oh, right. You just feel the whole shift in my own energy just talking about it. So dream goals are on higher vibrations, higher frequencies. Right now, your results are a reflection of where you are, your own programming. And that's at a lower frequency. So the more you understand, how do I get myself up onto a higher frequency where my dream goals are? So that's a law of vibration. And by the way, if you think it's magical woo-woo, you just have to go back and listen to some experts in the field, like maybe Albert Einstein, who said everything in this universe is energy, right? And that's all there is to it. Match the frequency of the reality you desire, your dream goal, and you cannot help but achieve that reality. He said it can't be any other way. It's not philosophy, it's physics. So to understand, to be aware of your vibration and ways to get your own vibration to the frequency of your dream goal, you will, and back to Einstein's statement there, you will attract. You can't help but achieve that dream goal or that reality. Why? Because the law of attraction is secondary to the law of vibration. You can only attract, and this is physics, you can only attract what's on the same frequency. If you want to attract the opportunities, the money, the resources, the people that align with that dream goal, you better be on that frequency. So vibration truly is everything. Now, your goal, obviously, your specific goal applies, but it really is all about, if I can figure out how to really raise my vibration, I will attract differently in order to achieve my dream goal. So everything we do is about vibration. And I coach. I mean, you're catching some of my passion. It is all about vibration. We do all sorts of things in our coaching programs that help raise the vibration. And we have our free training that comes up. The next one's coming up August 9th to 13th, the FASTPATH to Success. It's a powerful week of training that absolutely raises the vibe. Everybody will tell you that. Everybody will tell you who's been on the FASTPATH, like, oh my God, the vibe goes up day by day by day. It's absolutely powerful because vibration truly is everything. And the way we coach and the way we support, the more support you get, your vibration goes up. The more clear and excited you are about your goal, your vibration goes up, right? The more beliefs you have and confidence, your vibration goes up. So there's all sorts of ways to be working on your vibration that you have control over. Your destiny is in your control, but we're just not taught how to go about doing this.
That is so enlightening. When you're talking about internalizing information or not, I see one super popular quote on Facebook and Instagram and even LinkedIn: your vibe attracts your tribe. There's so many people sharing this quote, and I think that today I really got what it means. And
Yeah.
I'm probably, most people don't really get what it means, but you really explained it so well, that you can't attract what's not on your frequency. And that I think, just if I'm walking away with this piece of information and I find it super powerful, so I'm not going to talk for the audience, but because there's so many gems that you actually gave us.
Well, you know what? Can I just interject with one other little tidbit around vibration, which it'll resonate with everybody. When you're in a low vibe, and we all know it, when you're down, when you're tired, when you're frustrated, when you're disappointed, how productive are you?
Not much.
Not much. When you're in a high vibe, you're excited, you've got hope, you've got joy, right? You're all jazzed, things are happening. How productive are you?
Yeah. Well, see, there's another old saying that comes from that. When it rains, it pours. Like, I can't hear this anymore. When someone tells me that, I tell them, like, well, switch your energy. Not that I'm an expert on energy, but I don't want to hear that anymore.
But it's true.
Oh my gosh, when it rains, it pours. I guess it's because you're getting in your state, and
You're attracting it.
Yeah, and then
You're attracting the pouring. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I will ask you one piece of advice you would give to our audience to help them really accelerate their success.
Get help. Don't do it alone. Deb, you just mentioned you've had coaches and mentors all the way through. All successful people will tell you could not have done it alone. I still have Bob Proctor, Jack Canfield, Tony Robbins, Warren Buffett. They've all had coaches, still do. So why do we need a coach? Because we have our own. First of all, we're all limited by our own programming. Secondly, we have blind spots. We don't even see where we're bumping into programming. Thirdly, and you'll hear Bob Proctor say this, he'll say, if you really want breakthrough success, then find someone who's been where you want to go, not just someone who loves you and cares for you and like to help you. That's nice, but they haven't been where you want to go, because that person knows how to connect the dots. And a famous quote from Steve Jobs is, you can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking back. When you have a coach or a mentor who's been where you want to go, they can connect the dots for you. And boy, does that accelerate your success, because any successful person will tell you, I want what my dream goal is, right? I want that success. I don't want to get stuck. I don't want to get stuck spinning my wheels. So I want somebody who's going to help me get through that, because we all face it. We will all run into those obstacles. So to have somebody to help you is going to speed up dramatically your path to success, instead of spinning years as I did before I had my breakthrough, because I got the help and the roadmap that success is. So, there's lots of pieces of advice I could give, but honestly, don't do it alone. And it's way more fun. I mean, our motto is together we thrive, because we do, but it's way more fun. We get everybody else's perspective. We get everybody else's support and egging on, like, come on, yes, you can do this, right? It's way more fun and productive to do it together.
Now, I have a comment/questions, and I hope I'm not throwing you under the bus here, but I know that Deborah is someone who's used to investing in coaches and therapy or whatever help she needs. And she has her own explanation, which is great, but I want to ask it to you, because I know quite a few people that will say, you know what, I would love to get a coach, but I'm not there yet. I'm not making the money I want to make. I don't know how I can invest in a coach, because we feel that we need to have all of this extra money first, and then when we have it, we'll go get the coach. But in reality, it's not that. It's really like, if you want to get to all this extra money, you need to.
Right.
So what would you say to someone who would say?
Well, you are where you are because of the way you think, meaning your programming. So if you are where you are financially because of your programming, you need to change the programming so that you get more money. I mean, to your point, Carolyn. So yeah, it's actually, most people have it backwards. You need the coach first in order to shift your results, and your results will start picking up steam. Now, here's the other thing. 99% of the time, people do have the money. It's a matter of looking at it and reallocating and rebudgeting. But people have trouble putting themselves first, especially women. And so we don't, you know, I have to do this first. I have to put my money. It's like, no, actually, if you're, I mean, I say this a lot too, your success matters to your well-being, to your mental well-being, your emotional well-being, your physical well-being, your family's well-being, your friends, teammates' well-being. Your success matters. You need to prioritize you. And so most people, you know what, too, I've had people that have sold stuff on Kijiji just to get into coaching. And they've come up with it. Some people have remembered, oh, my sister owes me $1,200. Oh, I'm going to go, you know, there's the money's around. It's just a matter of going, I'm important enough. My success matters, and successful people find a way. And when you make the decision, and this is back to that success triad, you know, the decision factor, that all in commitment decision, as soon as you make that all in decision, then everything else starts to shift, and you'll find out, you will find a way. You will find a way. I have so many clients that will tell you, I didn't think I had the money. I didn't know. In fact, I got an email the other day from a guy saying, I'm in. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm in. And you find a way every time. Successful people find a way. And the return on the investment is tenfold, hundredfold. It's just an incredible return because there's no bigger, better investment than you and your mindset.
I think you nailed it, Sandy. It's like, if you can focus on the result instead of what you don't have, right? Like people like, I don't have the money right now. No, focus on what it will bring you, right? That's what people do when they make purchases, whether it's a couch or whether it's this. You don't think, oh, I need a couch today so I can sit down. You think of what that's going to bring you, and oh my gosh, it's lovely, and it's going to match my furniture, and I can't, and the football games that I'm going to watch on this screen, and it's future thinking, and they have to think the same way. I know we're running close to time, and we could talk forever because, you know, you're wonderful to listen to, like Caroline said. You know, you talked a little bit about vibe, and also now that we're talking about money, maybe re-say to people that you have a free, a free course. How do they access that, and how do they access you for people that are like, I want you right now. Like, I love your vibe. I hear what you're saying. I'm so ready for you. Because don't you, I mean, we're all entrepreneurs in here. Don't we see all the time, every day, people's potential? And don't we want to just open their chest and pull it out for them? You're like, come on, right?
That is so funny that you mentioned that. I often say, if I could just unzip you and we could open up inside to see all those talents and gifts, you'd be stunned. In fact, you'd go, oh, you know what? I'm going to start doing this, because you'd see it, but we don't see it. That's so funny to use that analogy, because I get laughed at. Open me up. Are you kidding?
Yeah, we're just gonna rip open. So you've got two options. You've got call you right away and get into this triad and start doing what you need to do and start being who, you know, the world meant you to be. And then there's the entry in where people can literally come and be gifted. So let's talk about both.
Sure. If you want me right away, if you want to check out what we have right away, you can go to my website, which is RF as in Frank, rfsuccessacademy.com. And RF stands for Reach for Success. Okay. So rfsuccessacademy.com. And you can book a time with me right from there. Okay. And if you just want to come and get more exposure to this material and get the feeling of the vibration, of the support, of getting help internalizing this material, then our signature training is called the FASTPATH to Success. We run it every 6, 7, 8 weeks. The next one's August 9th to 13th. And it's all you have to do is be in my Manifesting Success Facebook group, and I guess I'll just give you the link, Deborah. That'll go with it. Okay. But I go live from 12:30 to 1:30 p.m. Eastern. For 5 days, and then there's another 4 days of really cool bonus sessions. You'll hear from clients as well and some of their testimonials. We have free giveaways every day. We've got a free program giveaway for people that are doing the homework. And yes, there's homework. Why? Because we want you applying it. I always tell people, if all I do is inspire and motivate you and you go back to the same old, I have failed. So that's not what this is about. We're getting you to work the material. You get a success advisor that will look after your journey and help you work the material. And then we have a big program giveaway towards the end of the week for our powerful self-image of your dreams program. It's a 7-week intensive, which is absolutely awesome. So every day is focused on something different. The first one is unleashing you, right? Opening up your gifts and unleashing you. The second is getting clarity and getting into that sweet spot stuff. The third day is on self-image. The fourth day is on commitment. How do you make that all in commitment and let go of the excuses? And the fifth day is, but what happens when I have these doubts and worries and fears that come up? Everybody does. All successful people will tell you, absolutely had my doubts, but there's a way to move past them so that you don't stall, plateau, and get stuck. So yeah, that's absolutely free, and it's a phenomenal journey. Everyone loves the journey. So yeah, I'd love to be able to share the link with you guys and have people register for us and join us there.
Awesome. Well, I know what I'm doing August 9 to the 13th. 12:30 to 1:30 EST, so Eastern time. I know.
And all the sessions are recorded too.
Yes. So Deb, don't call
Yeah.
in those times.
Yeah.
I'll be listening to Sandy. I
Perfect.
always love to listen to inspiring people, and I really think that we always have something to learn, no matter where you're at.
Yep,
because when you get to a certain point that you're at the top of your game, well, now that's your time to teach. So it's always a question of like taking information, releasing information. So thank you so much, Sandy, for this amazing interview. You are lucky to be coached by Bob Proctor. I listen to him on my walks. I just really like his mind. So thank you so much. And I will let Deborah close the show because she loves to have the last word. But thank you for being on.
Well, before you have the last word, let me say thank you. I've just absolutely loved sharing with you guys. I am passionate about what I do and how I might be able to help people. So thank you for allowing me the opportunity to do so. Very grateful.
Awesome. It's the first time like even the guest leaves you the last word.
This is our little pot throwing back and forth. I gave you flowers earlier. Now I'm taking them back. Yes, thank you so much, Sandy. It's a pleasure, and to have you kind of in our circle now, right? And Caroline, you don't have to worry about me calling you because I'm going to come on as well, because there's nothing like referring somebody when you've experienced their work. And so thank you very much, Sandy and Caroline. As always, I will leave a message out there because we know many of the people that listen to the show are entrepreneurs, lifepreneurs, people that are doing some really incredible things in the world. If you would like to be on as a guest, please just reach out and have that conversation with us. We have some incredible books in the entrepreneurial realm for men, for women. If you'd like to be an author and you don't feel like doing your whole book by yourself, we do lots of collaboration. Love to hear what you're saying. And we are so excited. Today is the day that we are announcing on the show that if you would like to put a quote in what we have drilled down, and we created the ultimate entrepreneur planner, because with all of the decades that myself and Caroline have had in the world of business, and we have bought this planner for this and this planner for this, and we'd love to put it together. So anyways, we're solution hounds, and we came up with a planner that we love, and we know that you will as well. And there's 200 opportunities to put a quote in there. So if you'd like to be a quote in our planner, that is going to press soon, so do not wait. Please reach out to us. We'd love to have your words and help you brand yourself. So we've got some things going on. Just reach out to us. Other than that, as always, I love doing this because I learn. I feel like I've just had a bath of personal development. So thank you so much again, Sandy, for joining us. And Caroline, I will see you next week.
We will. Bye.
Thanks again.